Hi, I'm Rob Wilson, President of Employco USA. With me today for our video chat is Jason Eisenhut, our Vice President of HR.
Hi, everyone.
As many companies start to reopen their business, we want to give you a few tips on opening your business again from a post-COVID-19. There's so many different practices that you need to look at. So one of the first things to look at, Jason, is a risk assessment.
Yeah, so what we recommend is actually doing a physical walkthrough of your facility. Maybe that's walking through common walkways near the printers and fax machines and copiers. Where are they compared to other employees? Take a look at your HVAC system and trying to increase the amount of new air circulation coming in compared to recycling. And then related to PPE, the personal protective equipment, if you're going to require employees to wear masks and gloves, it's also required that you pay for those. So that's usually a good first step of identifying the risks and hazards of the physical location of your business.
Right, as we're opening our office this week to back to our employees, we've had kind of a shift of people coming back and forth, and that was a big part for us, was the social distancing, looking at areas like the printers. Where are your printers, your photocopiers? Another area that you should look at too, as you walk through the risk assessment, is your refrigerators, your coffee makers. The best practices right now from CDC is that you shouldn't be using your coffee maker, the refrigerators. You need to look at your lunchroom area, as well as you're doing the walkthrough. The all employee meetings in your conference room probably won't be happening. So Zoom or go to webinars, or go to meetings is still probably going to be a best practice for you. And you can do things with those conference rooms, Jason, as far as potentially use it as an office for somebody.
Yeah, so it kind of leads into our second phase. Is once you've got the analysis of the workplace done, you take a look at your workforce. So what we recommend is starting with a survey, or trying to get a feel for which employees can come back to work. Maybe some have underlying health conditions you're not already aware of. And that would obviously help you with the social distancing and partitions and areas. So if only 10 of your 20 employees or 50 of the 100 are going to come back, that will help on social distancing and shift scheduling and things along those lines.
That was a huge help for us as we walked through our plan and seeing which desks were too close together, so to be able to get some feedback from your employees. And it's not an anonymous. You really need to know who wants to come back, who doesn't want to come back, so you can plan accordingly. And you may know from someone may have a health condition, but from a discrimination standpoint, really your survey is your best bet.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I think it's best to not make it anonymous. You could make it confidential, just not anonymous. But then in the survey, point out that do you have any underlying health conditions we need to be aware of? Please do not tell us what the underlying health condition is. Just do you have one in general we need to be aware of and potentially need to make reasonable accommodations for.
Right. And a lot of companies doing shifts as well. Like, for example, in our payroll department, half of our payroll department's on one week, half's on the following week. Makes more sense to do it from a weekly standpoint, just to give your office a chance from a cleaning standpoint, instead of a every other day standpoint.
Yeah, and so once that you get to the point of determining which employees are back, now we also need to plan for employees to come back. So, for example, here in the state of Illinois, Governor Pritzker a couple of weeks ago signed an executive order that requires employers to provide training for their Illinois employees before coming back to work or upon reentry. And there's a few other considerations that Illinois employers need to be aware of, like if you need to do in-person screening upon entry into the building, a mid-shift screening. You need to make temperature checks available, keep visitor logs of anyone in terms of also like a FedEx delivery person. So keeping some of that kind of in mind as you're starting to reopen or planning for it's a big help.
And that's for our multi-state companies. It's a challenge because every state wants to put their own rules out. So feel free to reach out to either Jason or myself if you want some state-specific rules. If you're in multiple states, it's a bit of a headache to manage. So.
Yeah, we're here to help. HR@employco.com is our kind of general email address, or you can reach me at jeisenhut@employco.com.
And we've hope you join us for our next session as we explore more as businesses reopen. Next topic we're going to look at is what happens if you're testing somebody or someone's sick at your workplace. What are your steps you need to take? So, Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.